Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in the wild landscape of Scotland. And once again for this adventure we're joined by the channel DJ, and credit to the channel DJ for bringing us to this spot here. We have been meaning to come here for a few years now, I would say, but we've never had the chance. And I see this place, it's kind of between, what would you say, Aberdeen and Dundee on the main dual carriageway here in Scotland, and it's the old World War II Tealing Aerodrome, RAF site folks. And within this site here is just tons and tons of old World War II buildings and abandoned remains of this old airfield. But quite a lot of it's still maybe like private or current buildings and houses, and that's how we're going to be super respectful of the landowners and the building owners here. We're wanting to just document the World War II history, see what's left from a time gone by on the land before it's totally gone forever and forgotten. See that building there, the high building with the grey walls? I believe that was for the parachutes. They used to hang the parachutes up for some... I'm not 100% sure on the history, but it was something to do with the parachutes. So obviously being RAF. But there was also a Russian general killed when he flew out of this airfield, because he was here on some business during the war. Because we actually fought... The Russians actually fought alongside like the RAF in World War II. Yeah, but when they flew out of this airfield here, that was when the crash actually occurred, killing the main Russian general that was here. So there's crazy wee nuggets of history like that as well within this site. But this place is getting developed and changed, because I believe there's some big electrical station now. See, look at this, there's an old white building within these bushes right here. Maybe an old guard's hut right at the start of this place. It's kind of where you would have passed by. And even that wee building over there seems to be World War II. Nowadays used for horses, I believe. Well, we'll have a wee look at this building here. This is so interesting, folks. World War II history this week. And it's cool to have that variation of history. Different places and different things. Yeah, look, it looks like it's been a wee substation or something with the vents. It's had a tank there. It's maybe been a little generator shed or something. I was just seeing if it had a door. Yeah, it's like an industrial kind of door there. It looks like it's open. Check this out folks, there's an abandoned building right here at the roadside. I'm keeping my voice down. Look how overgrown this is. I'm keeping my voice down because I think there's houses around here. This will be some old World War II building right here. No way, look at this. Somebody's proper been graffitiing in here with some black paint. No way, look at this. Hey, just imagine maybe soldiers or whatever staying in a house like this. No way, this is so cool folks. Exploring season is once again underway. Look at all the broken glass and stuff here. No way, this is eerie. Look at the old swing. No way, check out folks, we're actually in an abandoned house right here. Whoa. Look, this is the old kitchen. Crazy man, World War II history right here. This is like the land that time forgot. No way, I can't even believe this. This is us just literally turned up at the site. We saw that wee building, and when we turned around, this was literally in the bushes at the other side. No way, look, the old front door. And all that through there is different, World War II buildings. Yeah, look, they've had a bit here, maybe around the cooker. You just imagine the wee family back at that time. Maybe soldiers, officers. Wow, it's been proper shot up with an air rifle in here. Put the torch on for this, folks. Look at that there, air rifle pellets have been hitting the wall. Yeah, maybe some youths that live around here have been hanging out in places like this. No way, look at the wee fireplace. Wow. I love to see the old design like that with the tiles. No way, and that's mad how that bush has managed to grow right in here. That's just crazy. Look, there's more buildings even over there. That's like the garage or whatever. Wow. See, it's had like that type of floor. You can see the marks for it. Is it not called Parker flooring or Parker flooring? When it's got the little wooden sections. This is, yeah, it's like somebody in here has been proper away with it. This is like the scene here from a horror film. It's like somebody's proper lost the plot in here. It's maybe something to do with some of that satanic stuff that we've seen. Kind of that last room there. Oh, aye, the corner of the Parker flooring's still there, folks. Look at that. That's the kind of history that I love to document. And just look at the wee fire. You can imagine the family huddled around this fireplace on a cold winter's night. Maybe the old TV sitting there. Look at the way the paint's even been flaking off the windows. It's absolutely mad to see. It is crazy to see the way this is graffitied though, eh? Look, something's gone on fire here. It's burnt the wall. Wow, this is mad. I had no idea that there would be houses and complete buildings like this. Look at the old light. Anyway, let's keep this adventure rolling, folks. It's just mad. It's got a real musky, like damp smell in this area here. Look at the old meter. Wow, look, 3-phase. Wonder how there's a 3-phase box in here. Look at that. Here, does that show that the person in this house had control of some sort of high electrical equipment? Maybe for floodlights or something. Again, floodlights for like the gate. This could have been the gatekeeper's house for the ward, again in the war. Wow, this is all little bedrooms, I believe. Wow. Mad little houses. The wee fires. Yeah, you can see the shape of them. It's literally like a flat pack house. These were often constructed in military areas. They're just made out of like cheap materials for the purpose of a family getting a house. Yeah, the floor's still complete here. Look at this room here, folks. The Parker flooring's still in it. Wow, look at the green wall. For the moisture and the dampness in these abandoned places, the wall gets that full, like, mouldy way. And yeah, there's literally like buildings. Yeah, not unless though some of the bedrooms may have no needed fireplaces. But it could have been added to. See, do you think it would have potentially had like an office on the side of it for the person? Ah, there's a bit of carpet stacked in that hole. I wondered what that was when I saw it. Yeah, just interesting history, folks. Abandoned house. And it's been something different. I love this sort of place though with the character. It's obviously been people like hanging out in here over the years, kind of destroying things. That's how dark it is when there's no torch, folks. The bathroom's been proper like boarded up. Oh, I can look above the door, look. What's going on there, folks? insane, folks. Look at the dampness here. This has caused this whole front wall to like lose its plaster. And then this has been like a wee summer house kind of porch area. Yeah, that's so cool. It's quite weird too with that graffiti being in that room. It's almost like being in a film set or something. Ken, where somebody's done that. You wouldn't think in reality somebody would have done that to a room. Look at this little square. Must have been a garden or a border. Anyway folks, on with this adventure. We're just continuing on around. Look, the sand in there. I'm not even sure what it's been. There's the chimney off the roof. And look, the garage is over here. Oh aye, that's the original entrance in. Look at this folks, this must have been the original garage for that house right there. Oh look, this is the original outside wall with the little windows. And then this bit must have been added on. Yeah, so this room has maybe had a few different purposes over the years. Like there's been an original man door in at that corner. And then most recently it's been a garage. Probably related to that house that we were just in. Yeah, look, that's the original World War II windows. Switching off the torch right here, folks. As we make our way around. Yeah, there's another building over here. This is a crazy place. This place is just like a maze of different little abandoned buildings and places leading to one another. It looks like this over here is no different. Could be. Check this out, folks. Look at the floor. It's had an internal wall here originally. It's interesting to see. Yeah, I can see the original roof's been higher. I believe. That's had the original roof at the top height and then it's... Yeah. See, this was probably changed and obviously developed. This has been used for paintballing, hasn't it? That'll be how it's got arrows and stuff and all. Wow, yeah, look at all these buildings over here, folks. We're literally in the heart of the airfield right here. And we'll need to just try and see as many as we can.
Oh, airsoft.
Yeah, they've been airsofted in here, folks. And that'll be how I thought I was seeing remains of gun, like air rifle pellets, but it would have been airsoft pellets. See the way these internal walls have been?
This will be all World War II.
Yeah, but potentially it was used, this was a pig farm after the war as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of this has been changed and developed at that time. And that's when this lower roof was put in. Similar to one of the sheds, which is at Stracathro Aerodrome. It's been changed with a central corridor. No way, folks, this is absolutely mad. The different places we end up in the middle of. I'm just literally keeping the camera rolling. I should really be keeping my voice down. And I just keep putting the torch on and off depending on the light condition we're dealing with out here. Yeah, wow, this has almost been like one of the original kind of rooms, how it may have looked with the internal wall. obviously to the landowner and the area owner here, it will come with the greatest respects. It's just the abandoned history we're wanting to see. Obviously us coming round exploring, it's no different to these airsoft folk fleeing through the buildings. I think some of those holes may have been knocked into the buildings for the airsoft, so they could make like a flow circuit. See, even this shed here, that's been some World War II building right there. Just think what each of these buildings was doing back in the day. Like even this little building here. Yeah, well, hey, look in here, because I believe that could have been the shed where they were doing the parachutes. That's the one with the high end. And then a little room like that, it's hard to know what that's been. Maybe even toilets. See, it looks like the internal walls are still within that building. Well, we'll have a quick look in this building before we go over there. Check this out, look, there's pipes coming through the wall here. Oh, look, it's been railings. So it must have been at the time of the pigs. So this building here has been changed and developed. Look, this is basically the pig sheds. So yeah, it's interesting to see that, but it's the real like World War II stuff that we're wanting to see. Look at the old wires coming in up there. Mains electricity, folks. There's just tons of those babies down there for the airsoft. All those little pellets. Just shows how many they're firing off in places like this. Yeah, the character of these buildings with the grey cement. I can see some of this building's been partially removed here at this section. I'm sure for some reason they used to hang the parachutes up at the high part of the building. It is super interesting the way this is. These must be original internal walls. Look at the wire conduits and stuff. Here's tons of pigeons up there. Wow, look at all that electrics there. This is insane, folks. Wow, look how many switches is there. That's some proper old school electronics right there, folks. The 3-phase with the fuse boxes and the boards. Obviously I'm not going to go touching any of the wires and stuff like that. Yeah, there's some interesting old things up there. It looks like some sort of little pulley or motor with a gear on the end of it. Yeah, look at this high bit here, eh? That must have been some self-feeding thing for the pigs. See that there? That's like an automated feeding system. But see, originally I'm sure this was used something to do with the parachutes, like. Look, there's a ladder leading up there. Like there's been a big metal tank up there which probably fed this hopper. And then it would have blasted along the pipes and then fed the pigs. It's like an automated feeding system right there. Yeah, look at those original electrical wires coming in up there. It's crazy to think what they did for an airfield like this when these were put in. That's like what you see at a lot of the airfields in Scotland with the cement render over the top of the red brick. And then over the years it falls off. Could be a little blast protection. Look at that, that's an original tank there for sure. Because see how the construction's the same as the building. So that shows they must have had some sort of generator or power room. Look at the size of this pipe. At one time that's been built from that tank. Wow, it's so interesting. I just love to see it. See, I'm sure there's one room here somewhere at this airfield where the soldiers or the pilots who came back from their exercises had actually written their names on the walls. So it'd be cool just to keep an eye out for that as we explore. Wow, yeah, you can see how it's been a pig farm most recently. A lot of the World War II history is like deleted from most of these buildings. Wow, yeah, look at that. There's a strange floor in some of those. Ah, that could be so that the pig's debris and dirt just goes down through the floor automatically when you wash it. The roof's so low at this point as well. I'm actually literally ducking here. You can still smell the pigs. Look, there's flashbang grenades and stuff from the days of the airsoft. It must have been an absolute madness running about in these places.
There's vents on the wall.
Yeah. See, the original, I don't know if this is an original World War II building or if it's always been a pig shed maybe. Some of these buildings were maybe originally built as a pig shed. Just shows you the length and the size of these buildings, folks. I'm just keeping the camera rolling as I walk up past all these little individual kind of pig rearing areas or whatever you would call them. I'll switch the torch off for this bit. But we're just keeping it rolling basically. It's just mad that there can be so many buildings. Think of the work that went in. Think how many hundreds and hundreds of pigs must have been in a place like this. This is just crazy, folks. We are just walking and walking down these massive corridors. And there's a whole other one leading on down another building here. Just check it out, folks. It goes away down there. Insane scenes on the channel. Oh, aye. See what's on this side. Oh, look, police tape and stuff on there. Wow, this is spooky. I need to put the light on. Yeah, look, there's more corridors. This whole area, aye, look. Here, again, what's crazy? Look, there's a corridor there. And then look, right at the other side, there's a corridor leads parallel.
Yeah, it's got like
Grid on the floor. Look, and even these passages here have got the grids on them. It must have been for easy maintenance of the pigs. See, in here it just smells of the pigs still. I love that. Well, I don't love the smell of it, but I love the farm vibe that you get. It almost like adds to the character of the atmosphere of a place like this, folks. You can just imagine the boy pushing the barrow up and down. And each one of these pig cells are literally as they were left. It's like time just stopped. Each one has still got all its feeding things and systems in it. Look at that, mechanisms of history right there, folks. Yeah, look at that, 30 cell, 25 kilograms. Whoa, some of the roof and stuff's proper, like, falling in. It's mad. I'm wanting to just kind of document as much as I can, so I'm kind of weaving between both these sides, but it's pretty much symmetrical. Let's up the pace for this second, but look at that. See, there's been bits through, maybe just for washing the stuff from one of the pastures to the other. It's crazy. It's like we're learning about the piggery as well as the abandoned history of World War II. Wow, this is just insane, folks. Look how long, once again, we've been coming down another one of these crazy corridors, and it seems to be like one place just leads to another. One abandoned madness after another. Look at this old shelf here with the old stuff on it. What's even going on with that, like? The old cupboard. Then there's kind of like an old barra. Yeah, look, there's more buildings here. Wow, there's a proper big puddle at this side. we're keeping this adventure moving, folks. We might come back round by some of these other buildings on the way back down. Look, there's been other buildings here. There was so much at this site here at Teeling. Back in the day, there was even like barber shops and stuff like that for the soldiers of that era. It was basically like a small town. So there's just so much stuff, like abandoned, hidden and forgotten. And it's just often so cool to like see what's left from those times. Right folks, we're just about at the second phase of this adventure, so I'm going to save that to the next adventure, or else this one will end up being too long. In this episode, it was so cool to see the old World War II house built for the whoever it was that lived at this site back at that time, and then to see the abandoned history of those massive sheds and stuff like that. Now we're away to go, in the next episode, we're away to go and take a look at the old air traffic control tower which is here. And it's just going to be mad to see this, and that's how I'm wanting to make it on the next video, so we didn't miss any details of the history. So yeah, goodbye from me folks, I'm ending it here. Goodbye for the channel DJ, and we'll catch you very soon for the next adventure into this crazy abandoned wonderland of Teeling.